Marvel's Eternals is out and the reviews for it aren't great, so here's yet another review that will more or less say the same things the others are. I'll give it this, Eternals is a great looking movie. In the build-up to the film's release, we were told this would be a different kind of Marvel movie. And for the most part, it is, to a point. With a story that spans across thousands of years, the scenery in the movie is very beautiful, from the lush landscapes to deserts to open fields. You can totally see Chloe Zhao's mark on this as a director. When serious moments in the movie happen, the movie, more often than not, lets them happen. Sure, there's a lot of jokes in the movie, but when a scene is serious, they usually know their time and place. It really is in the character department that is a fatal blow to this movie. Here we have all of these characters who have been a team since 5000 BC, and they call themselves a family, yet they have zero chemistry with each other. They talk like people who have just met. And some of the issues they have, I was like, shouldn't you have dealt with this in the BC years? And there's only so many times I can accept the excuse of, oh, we didn't interfere with past atrocities because we weren't supposed to, even though it shows them intervening several times. Though I do kind of like the scene where they invent a steam engine and say, I don't know, these people are kind of dumb, it might scare them, so here, give them a plow. It's one of those ensemble superhero movies where it's written like I'm already supposed to know who they are, but when the movie opens with this giant battle, I'm not invested in these characters enough to care about this, especially since they spend most of the movie fighting these CG dino dog aliens that I don't care about either. It's also unfocused in that regard. The story will be going along in the present, but then cut back to 500 BC for another battle, and then 1000 BC for another battle that I don't care about. You'll have extremely long sequences of exposition that I feel could be summed up quick, since after one particular exposition dump, a character follows it up by saying, "So what you're saying is," and then says something sarcastic. Like I said though, the movie at least knows when to let a moment happen, but when someone dies and I barely know them, the characters are telling me I should be sad, but I feel like I've got no reason to be. I would say this is like going into the Avengers if all the movies before it didn't exist, but at the same time, I've seen ensemble superhero movies like the first X-Men where the characters were a lot more interesting than in this. Angelina Jolie just sleepwalks through this movie hard. She would be in scenes and I would forget she was there until it would just cut to her, as if she's spliced into it late into production. The only one I liked okay was Kumail Nanjiani, because I love that his alter ego is as a famous Bollywood actor who has been in the business for 100 years by also pretending to be his relatives from past movies. Through the movie, he has his valet making a documentary of everything that is happening, and some of those jokes are a little forced, but he and his valet had the best chemistry in the movie. What would be even better though is if it were an actual Bollywood movie. It'd go from being called the worst Marvel movie to the best. You can tell there's real passion in the filmmaking here, which makes it really obvious when there's some kind of mandated line put into the script. Like when it references the other Marvel movies. The movie will be doing its own thing, and then a character will say, "Who do you think is gonna lead the Avengers now that Iron Man and Captain America are gone?" That doesn't make it sound like it's in the MCU. That sounds like it's some kid who saw the movies and is asking his friends what they think. And oh my god, not only is there a Star Wars reference, but a character actually holds the book up to the screen. Just in case you didn't know, we also own this. Some jokes work, others seem added in, like when you have a scene of babysitting jokes in a house where everyone's cracking up like a sitcom. I will say this, it's a long movie, and while yeah, there's a lot of scenes that could either be trimmed or cut, I didn't really feel the length of it. Though when we got to the 2-hour point, I was like, whoa, we're still in this plot about them getting the band back together. Then it hit me that this whole movie is basically a really long setup for a sequel. As cinematic as the movie looks, the whole movie being set up and the characters being lacking make it feel like you're watching the longest television pilot ever made. I'll give it a C. There's Marvel movies I like, there's ones I could take or leave, but this is one where I was waiting for it to start working, because it feels like they really did want to take some risks and make a more adult-oriented movie. But damn, these characters sank it and just made the movie feel cold. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Where do you rank this in the MCU movies? Is this top tier, somewhere in the middle, or near the bottom? Plus, subscribe to our channel today and click the notification bell. See you next time.